In a carefully orchestrated meeting with journalists from the BRICS nations, Russian President Vladimir Putin made inflammatory remarks about his Ukrainian counterpart, Volodymyr Zelenskyy. Putin accused Zelenskyy of dangerously provoking the conflict. He pointed to Zelenskyy's recent comments about potential nuclear options. The accusations were sharp, delivered with an icy demeanor that sent chills down the spines of international observers. The timing of Putin's statements was not coincidental. By choosing this specific forum, he sought to exploit divisions within the international community. The BRICS nations, comprising Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, represent a diverse range of geopolitical interests. Putin's aim was to sow discord and undermine Western efforts to present a united front against his actions in Ukraine. The BRICS summit provided a strategic platform for Putin to air his grievances. This bloc of emerging economies has increasingly positioned itself as a counterweight to Western dominance on the world stage. Putin, eager to exploit any cracks in the Western alliance, seized the opportunity to present Russia as a victim of Western aggression and double standards. Within the BRICS grouping, however, reactions to Putin's statements were mixed. While China offered tacit support for Russia's position, India and Brazil expressed concerns about the escalating rhetoric. This divergence of opinions underscores the challenges facing the international community in forging a cohesive response to the crisis. Putin's pronouncement sent shockwaves through the global community. His words, laden with menace, raised the specter of a conflict spiraling out of control. The potential consequences of such an escalation are too dire to contemplate. The use of nuclear weapons, even on a limited scale, would have catastrophic humanitarian and environmental consequences. The radioactive fallout would know no borders, potentially affecting millions of innocent lives. The very fabric of international security would be torn asunder, ushering in an era of unprecedented instability and fear. Section 4. The international response. Condemnation and calls for restraint. The international community reacted swiftly to Putin's provocative statements. Western leaders condemned his rhetoric, calling for de-escalation and a return to dialogue. The United Nations issued a strongly worded statement urging restraint and a peaceful resolution to the conflict. However, the effectiveness of these condemnations remains uncertain. Russia, emboldened by its alliance with China, appears increasingly isolated on the world stage. It shows little sign of backing down from its aggressive posture, raising fears of a protracted and bloody conflict. Section 5. The perils of escalation. The situation remains perilous. The risk of miscalculation or unintended escalation is alarmingly high. Both sides possess sophisticated weaponry, and the fog of war can lead to tragic mistakes with devastating consequences. The international community must work tirelessly to prevent the situation from spiraling out of control. Diplomatic channels must be kept open, however slim the prospects of success may seem. The stakes are simply too high to allow this conflict to escalate into a wider conflagration. Section 6. A glimmer of hope. The importance of dialogue. Amidst the darkness, there remains a glimmer of hope. Despite the heated rhetoric and escalating tensions, both sides have shown a willingness to engage in sporadic talks. While these negotiations have yet to yield any tangible breakthroughs, they offer a faint ray of light in an otherwise bleak landscape. The path to peace will be arduous and uncertain. It will require both sides to make difficult compromises and concessions. But the alternative, a catastrophic escalation with unimaginable consequences, is simply unthinkable. The world holds its breath, hoping against hope that reason will prevail.